but the language is the language and has, as you say, limits. And what we want is for people to feel. And everything starts with a session, right? So we have the training programs, yes, of course. But first and foremost, the sessions start this process because they are one-to-one. They can be facilitated at distance. And it has been a huge instrument these days, a huge instrument. It's wonderful to help people effectively in the moment in China, from Portugal, or anywhere else. I do sessions, of course, but you also offer sessions. So what are the feedbacks that you have from the people all around the world? For me, it has been wonderful. How has it been with you?
You know, we've always taught from the beginning what we called Reconnective Healing distance sessions. It's a funny thing with that name, because really what we discover is that there is no distance to begin with. They're called distance sessions, I guess, in a way. So it was a language that was used, and it allows people to understand that, hey, I don't have to leave my home. If I want a practitioner who's in Chile and I'm living in Africa, I can do that. It doesn't matter. So of course, Jillian and I facilitate what we teach, just as you do. Facilitating these sessions is really as facilitating in person. It is a receiving. It's a oneness. It's a recognition of, and as you, I'm sure, know as well as any of us, it changes people's lives.
The distance session is the first acknowledgement for the body-mind that there is no separation. And the body-mind has to sort of run out of explanations, like a child that is so tired from the tantrum it's been having, it just falls to the ground because it can't reason with how did this come from here to there. And yet in every fiber of my being, I know it is real. I want to read you something. It's a little piece of poetry, actually, that came from a distance session called the Indescribable.
Wow.
And I think it's so relevant because, again, as you said, you're facilitating sessions from Portugal to clients and in China and in Australia. And so this I thought was really beautiful. The Indescribable. You are not a thing that can be found. You are an energy that has no edge, but dissolves into eternity. There is no definition of yourself that can adequately describe your true nature. Words fall upon the fertile ground of the imagination, but nothing reaches all the way to the indescribable. Only our ability to embrace the unknown. Knowing that life is far more mysterious than our capacity to understand it brings any real freedom, true freedom. Befriend the world beyond the world and let go of the need to know everything. And I just was so moved. Right. And so clearly we know that the reconnective healing experience, whether it's an in-person session or a distance session or the personal reconnection, which also you are facilitating as people come in person to you, this is part of what we explore together.
Thank you for the poem, because it is there, the unqualified, the language, the limited language. It is the beautiful conclusion for our conversation. Thank you so much for coming to my Zoom room and to share these little moments with me with profound wisdom. Thank you.
Love you, Christina.
Yes.
Yeah. And thank you for always communicating the beauty of the reconnective healing experience with simplicity. You really understand this model, this approach so deeply and truly.
Thank you. This interaction, this personal reconnection, this wisdom saved me from a confusion about me. So it's my life. It's not only your life, it became my life also. So it's a pleasure, and it is what makes me vibrate. What makes me happy is to share. Is to see on the others that discovery of freedom, of this simplicity, and say, wow, and that is indescribable.